interest, concern, and so forth, for a particular charity or whatever.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of a double-edged sword there, because while you want to go in there earnestly and, under the radar, I guess using your celebrity to draw attention and maybe help fundraise is another reason to have the cameras there. So, it's a tough call to make on that one. So, but this week, our story, I did pass by this story on one of our previous websites, but then I saw the headline over at Taste of Country, which actually revealed a little bit more right in the headline, and that's what made me stop and bring it here onto the Undercountry Music News and give a round of applause for Taylor Swift, who doesn't make a whole lot of country music anymore. She makes mainly pop, but they still call her country. But she did pay a visit to the Rhode Island Children's Hospital and spent time with kids with cancer. And there is no way that this was just a photo op, because, and this is what grabbed me, she spent 5 hours with the kids.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, geez.
Yeah, now if your heart's not in it, you pop in, you do an hour,
right.
Play a couple songs, wave your hand, let the cameras click, and then you blow out. But obviously, this was something her heart was truly in, to spend that amount of time on that day with those kids. And I just wanted to give Taylor, whose music I hate, some props here on Undercountry Music for being awesome.
I'm not a real fan of Taylor Swift either. But the one thing she has about her, well, number one is that she's a megastar. But you get that combination of a songwriter plus an entertainer together, and she's written some songs that appeal to a lot of folks.
I gotta tell her, the songs are actually very good. I mean, she can write a tune that gets stuck in your head, and you'll just never get it out of there. And
they have some great hooks, and they're about things that teenage girls love to listen to, and boys. I should just pick on girls, about love, relationships, someone leaving somebody, somebody being with somebody else, and they're great little things, and they're great melodies that I think of similar songs.
Yeah, I got to tell you, you got to hand it to her. So I mean, she's a talented girl. Anyway, we're going to head on over to theboot.com at this time. Brantley Gilbert opens up about his split last year with Jana Kramer. I'm not going to really dive into that kind of gossipy stuff here, but it was the only thing that was halfway news on there. And if you kind of care for that gossipy kind of thing and want to read more about that, you can go over to theboot.com and you can explore that further for yourself. Now, I also...
One thing about the... go ahead.
No, go ahead.
One thing about the gossipy stuff, no matter how long you discuss it, with how many people, you end up where you began, with gossip.
That's exactly right. It's not like you're going to solve anything for them.
I know it. Right.
Well, they got also over there at theboot.com, they have Tracy Lawrence's new video for the song Lie. And I had a look at the video. It's a typical heartbreak song that sounds like all the other typical heartbreak songs. And his love interest in the video is about half his age, which kind of made it all sort of creepy. And there's also a bunch of nakedness in the video, but it's his girl, which is about half his age, getting with the guy that's also her age. And, and he finds her ring over at this other guy's place. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving Tracy Lawrence's Lie a cat turd.
I'll tell you, I know. I did not see it, so I can't make a comment on it.
Well, the girl's pretty hot looking. I mean, and she's naked in the video, so he knows how to market.
That's good. I did see an older guy with a younger gal that I thought was his daughter. So that might have been it. I'm not sure.
Well, Maybe it was his daughter in the video, for all I know. Anyway, we're going to move along now. We've got two more places to check into, and the first one of those two is NashvilleGab.com, one of my favorite sources. And this week over at NashvilleGab.com, there has been criminal activity.
Criminal? What happened?
Willie Nelson's stuffed armadillo mascot has been stolen for the second time in less than a year. And there is a video of the crime being carried out via a backstage security camera where they caught the lady on camera stealing it off of a soundboard.
Oh, jeez.
And you can go there and to NashvilleGab.com and you can see the surveillance video of Willie Nelson's stuffed armadillo getting stolen.
Well, I'm going to have to try it.
Have you ever had an armadillo stolen?
I never have. I've never even had one to be stolen. But you know, hopefully, I think by the way they look, by having it, you hope someone will steal it. I'm not quite sure.
Well, apparently this was just a stuffed toy armadillo. It wasn't like a real taxidermied armadillo.
Well, you mentioned Willie. I have a good friend in Southern California that, in fact, he has a TV show. We'll be going down there in June. Anyway, he's done a number of albums with Willie Nelson. And if you notice, we all have this kind of country background. Even though we played, we're not a full country artist or anything. And Nelson's come to his house many times when he's had his tour bus and parked it out there. And he talks about how gracious that Nelson is. He just really enjoys being around him. And he's done a number of shows with him. And his name is Merle Fankhauser. And I've really enjoyed hearing some of his stories that he shared with me about Willie Nelson.
Yeah, Willie Nelson seems like a sweet guy. I've never had the pleasure of meeting him or even seeing him live. I have not. I know all you have to do is when you smell a bus coming down the road that smells like French fries and weed, you know Willie's in town.
Yes, you got it. And about a year ago, he did a special. It was out of, I believe it was at Carnegie Hall, and it was quite a collection. I thought, I had to watch this because I thought, how could this group of people get together? And it was Branford Marsalis of the Marsalis Brothers out of New Orleans, jazz artist, Willie Nelson there, and Nora Jones. And they did this all country stuff.
Well, and I can see that, because Willie used to write a bunch of, jazzy swing country back in the early day, like things from Patsy Cline and things like that. I mean,
right.
that when I think of it in that context, it, and he's done a lot of jazz releases as well,
Right.
Anyway, we got to
move. He did a lot with some Blink too.
Yeah, we got to move on to Country Standard Time now. And they are reporting that Johnny Cash's new album, Out Among the Stars, has debuted at number 3 in the overall Top 200 chart on Billboard. Not bad for a dead guy, huh?
Oh, geez, it is. That's tremendous, man. That's good for his relatives reflecting the royalties, I guess.
Yeah, well,
I shouldn't sound like that, but no, it is. This guy, great contributor, great artist, and he broke new grounds with the sound that he had.
Absolutely. I had to listen to one of the duets with June Carter Cash today. Now, I heard a couple songs last week, and I talked about them on the show, and the subject matter of the songs was great, and I struggled with a lot of the polished production in it. It just seemed a little too clean for Johnny Cash, and that, I like my Johnny Cash gritty, and this one had a real clean production as well, but it was just a really, really great song. This song that is on here, a duet with June Carter Cash called Baby Ride Easy, it is every bit as good as any classic Cash and Carter, June Carter song that I've ever heard.
Oh. Well, that's good. Well, I have to check that out then and listen to it because that's great. Like I said, he's just a great great artist, and I'm glad that he got the accolades way before he passed away. You know, with a lot of people about how what an influence he had.
Yeah, he did really good. Well, doing something edgy like putting out a Nine Inch Nails song, I thought was really cool. And that
oh, jeez. And he's a great artist. When we were traveling around the country, common practice in the day in the 60s for rock acts, they would book you into a nightclub. That's where you become like nightclub entertainers. All the new songs you'd write to record, you would play them in there for the audiences and see how they reacted to them. Then you go in the studio. It was great. Then on the weekends you do concerts. But I can't think of one place we ever was at that someone didn't request a song by Johnny Cash.
Oh yeah,
they always did.
That's even today. So, but
yeah,
you know, the band on this song by Johnny and June that I just talked about, the band just smokes. It's just an unbelievable band, and Johnny and June both sound absolutely amazing. It was recorded in the early '80s, and they were just performance-wise and peak-wise, they were just on the top of their game. But anyway, this has been your Country Music News. All right, Richard Lee of the Brymers. Before we let our people in talk show land go, I want to make sure they know how to get in touch with you, and we're going to get into some more music here in just a second. But before we send away the talk show listeners, tell them where they can find your music and how they can get in touch with you to dig into the Brymers even more.
Well, like I said, first of all, it's out on all your digital outlets, from Napster to Amazon, CD Baby, iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, you name it, and it's all over it. Then also, if you want to take a look at some of the pictures of the band, members of the band, and kind of the history of the band, you can visit our website at www.thebrymers.com. And Brymers is spelled Brymers. And a little thing new for you from people that we have a guest book there. If you say, hey, we listened to Neil's show, and the first 5 people that I get a message from, I'll send you a copy of our latest CD.
Wow. And that is something that you cannot pass up right there. I got to tell you, because they've got some awesome stuff. And you'll be able to actually hear their stuff if you go over to their website, or, you can just, if you're listening on a talk show only format, go over to undercountrymusic.com and you can listen to the full hour-long episode of what you're hearing right now. Anyway, we're going to say goodbye to our people in Talk Show Land and get over to more music. Bye, Talk Show Land people. And now we're going to get into, because you and I have been talking for a while and flapping our gums, we're going to get into a little portion of the show that I like to call the 1-2 Song Punch.
Uh-huh.
Now, the 1-2 Song Punch is where I play 2 songs in real quick succession so that we get kind of back to being a music show here. And then we're gonna come and we're gonna give our thoughts on what we just heard here. So first song,
okay,
courtesy of CDX Distribution and Blaster Records. This one's Allison Veltz, and she's got a song called "The Bright Side." You are listening to Undercountry Music, episode 112, with Neil Smith and
Richard Lee of the Brymers.
Tell me what to do. I wish I could fly away with you somewhere way up high. Give me your wings, give me your eyes. You don't see what I see down here. People love, leave and disappear. I wanna forget it sometimes. I had all I can take.